What's up, Steelers Nation? Welcome back to the channel. The Steelers are always pushing to improve and bring better results to the field, and with the trade deadline fast approaching, the team's front office is still on the hunt for ways to bolster the roster. But before we dive into today's hot topic, please smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest updates on our Steelers. Alright, let's talk about what's been buzzing in the Steelers world this week: potential wide receiver trades. Even though the Steelers' receiving core has started to find its footing, it looks like Pittsburgh is still interested in adding another weapon to our offense. So, what's the latest news, and who are the possible targets? Let's get into it. With the trade deadline just 2 weeks away, the Steelers are actively exploring options to strengthen their receiver lineup. Recently, George Pickens has been on fire, racking up 160 yards in his last 2 games. Plus, guys like Calvin Austin and rookie tight end Darnell Washington have stepped up to provide more options for Russell Wilson. Still, Steelers Nation knows we're missing that solid secondary option behind Pickens to give the offense a real boost. According to NFL insider Diana Russini, Pittsburgh's front office is still in the market for a wide receiver and is exploring several possibilities. In her podcast Scoop City with co-host Chase Daniel, Russini mentioned a few names that the Steelers might be eyeing. She said, "I think the Steelers are trying to make something happen. Darius Slayton, Christian Kirk, Demarcus Robinson, KJ Osborne, Tyquan Thornton, and Kendrick Bourne are all potential options. Now, let's break down these names and see who might be the best fit to rock the black and gold." The Steelers have had their sights on some big names this year, trying to bring in top-tier talent like Brandon Ayuk, Devontae Adams, and even rumored names like Courtland Sutton. Unfortunately, these moves didn't pan out, and now with limited time before the deadline, the Steelers might have to shift focus to more realistic options. Let's go over the players Russini mentioned and evaluate how they could fit in Pittsburgh. 1. Darius Slayton. Slayton has been a solid deep-threat receiver for the New York Giants. He's got the speed to stretch the field, which could be a big asset to the Steelers' offense, especially as defenses start to key in on Pickens. Plus, his big play ability could give us some valuable flexibility. 2. Christian Kirk. Kirk has been a reliable target in Jacksonville, showing off versatility as a slot receiver with good hands and speed. While acquiring him might be tricky with his current role in Jacksonville, his skill set would bring some serious playmaking potential. 3. KJ Osborne. Osborne has shown flashes of potential during his time with the Minnesota Vikings, though his role in the offense has been limited. He's had experience as a reliable slot receiver, and with a change of scenery, he might be able to bring some consistency to Pittsburgh. 4. Tyquan Thornton. Thornton is a former second-round pick who has struggled to find a rhythm in the NFL so far. His speed and youth could make him an affordable option with some long-term upside, though he would be a bit of a project. 5. Kendrick Bourne. Bourne is an intriguing option. Known for his quickness and reliability in short yardage situations, he's been underutilized in New England this season. Bourne has a skill set that could make an immediate impact in Pittsburgh, providing a steady target in the middle of the field. According to Russini's co-host Chase Daniel, Bourne might actually be the best fit for the Steelers. "Kendrick Bourne kind of fits that mold," Daniel said. "A quick, shifty slot guy who can work underneath and be reliable." Given his familiarity with various roles and his experience with the 49ers and Patriots, Bourne could be the most affordable and realistic option for the Steelers right now. Steelers GM Omar Khan has been trying to make something happen at wide receiver since training camp. While his efforts to land a top-tier guy like Ayuk or Adams didn't work out, there's no denying his commitment to strengthening the offense. Adding another receiver would help spread the defense and keep our opponents from focusing too heavily on Pickens, making the Steelers' offense that much more dynamic. The question now is if one of these realistic options, like Bourne, Slayton, or Osborne, can actually elevate the Steelers' passing game enough to make a difference. It's clear that the Steelers are serious about adding talent, even if it's not a blockbuster move. This week, as they get ready to face the New York Giants on Monday Night Football, there are 3 key players who could have a major impact on securing that win. But before we jump in, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any Steelers updates. Alright, let's dive into the 3 players to watch in Week 8. Let's start with the man under center, Russell Wilson. Steelers fans, I know there were some jitters about Wilson heading into last week, but he showed up big time, finishing with 264 passing yards, 2 touchdowns through the air, and 1 on the ground in a commanding 37-15 win over the Jets. Wilson's ability to shake off the rust was a huge relief for everyone, including offensive coordinator Arthur Smith, who praised Wilson's resilience and quick adaptation. Smith even said, "I give him a lot of credit because this isn't easy. There was no panic in him." With that confidence, Wilson is set to start for the second straight week, and his performance against the Giants could very well solidify his place as the starter for the rest of the season. If he can replicate last week's success, we might be looking at a more explosive Steelers offense moving forward. So, here's the big question for you all: do you think Russell Wilson is our long-term answer at QB this season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Alright, moving on to a powerhouse in the backfield, Najee Harris. Harris has been a beast these last 2 games, racking up 208 rushing yards on 35 carries, averaging an impressive 5.9 yards per carry, with 2 touchdowns to his name. His physicality and relentless drive are unmatched, and it's become clear that Harris is a key factor in our back-to-back wins. Linebacker Patrick Queen recently said it best: "I'm just happy I'm on the same team as him. He's a physical guy, a mean guy. Nobody wants to deal with that for 4 quarters." This week, Harris has a golden opportunity to keep rolling against a Giants defense allowing the 8th most rushing yards per game. If he's on his A game, Harris could wear down the Giants' front and create opportunities for explosive plays. So, who else is pumped to see Harris go beast mode on Monday? Let me know your predictions for his rushing stats in the comments below. Last but definitely not least, let's talk about the duo in the secondary, Joey Porter Jr. and Dante Jackson. Porter Jr., our promising rookie, has been tasked with covering top wide receivers on occasion this season, but things have shifted a bit since Jackson joined the squad. Jackson leads the team with 3 interceptions, which gives the defense more flexibility and prevents them from having to track receivers across the field constantly. This Monday, Porter Jr. and Jackson face a unique challenge, keeping the Giants' rookie W.R. Malik Neighbors in check. Neighbors has put up impressive numbers this season with 39 receptions, 427 yards, and 3 touchdowns in just 5 games. While it's unlikely Porter Jr. will shadow him all game, the combination of him and Jackson could be key to minimizing Neighbors' impact. Alright, Steelers fans, it's your turn. What do you think of these potential trade targets? Would you be excited to see Kendrick Bourne, Darius Slayton, or maybe even KJ Osborne wearing the black and gold? Or do you think the team should hold off and work with what we've got? Let us know in the comments who you think could give this team that extra edge. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on all things Steelers. We'll be watching closely as the trade deadline approaches and will bring you all the latest news and updates. Thanks for tuning in, Steelers Nation. Keep that black and gold spirit strong, and let's see what moves the team has in store for us. Until next time, here we go, Steelers.